I have not gotten your tests done. I am almost done with third hours. I will have all of them done by the end of the day today. So if you look around 2:45, 3 o'clock, you should see them in Skyward. Sweet. Happy days. Or you could wait till Monday and whatever. But as of right now, I can't tell you one way or the other how things are looking, but all I know is that they're not done. 10.1 is kind of the oddball of chapter 10 because this deals with linear stuff, distance and midpoint. Woo. The rest of chapter 10 deals with what are called conics, curves, parabolas, ellipses, hyperbolas, and circles. We'll be working with equations, writing equations, graphing, shifting, all that kind of fun stuff. Believe it or not, it's really easy. It sounds awful. There's a couple of new terms that we'll talk about as we get into it, but more often than not, most people do really well in the conic section. So let's talk about distance formula midpoint. What is the distance formula? Do you remember?
D equals square root of x squared. X1 minus y1.
Did you guys know, and so far nobody knew this, the distance formula, well not this, but the other part, the distance formula is the Pythagorean theorem. Think about it. This formula is the Pythagorean theorem. If I put a right triangle, is this the change in x? Is this the change in y? Is this the distance between x, those 2 points? Distance formula is the Pythagorean theorem. It's not written that way. Okay.
So why don't they just do y1 minus y2?
What do you mean? Because you're dealing with ordered pairs. And not always midpoint. Because that's, I'm just showing you guys this. Nobody realized that. Midpoint. You guys remember what midpoints were? What's that? It's the middle of 2 points. All right. So if we're talking about ordered pairs, all we're looking at is we're adding the 2 ordered pairs together. Oops. And cut it in half. So your midpoint is the average of your x values and your y values. Again, this is nothing that you haven't done before. The whole weirdness of this section boils down to one example of a problem. What I'm going to do here is do an example of what's called, we're going to write the equation of the line that is the perpendicular bisector of a segment. Now, we've all written equations of lines that are perpendicular. We've all written stuff like that before. But that means that we have to remember how to find slope. How do you find slope? Do you remember? That'd be slope-intercept form. Rise over run. What was the formula?
Y over change in x.
Change in y over change in x. So your slope, change in y over the change in x. Okay. And then obviously we'll write things in the slope-intercept form here in a second. So what I want to do is just one quick example of writing the equation of the line that is the perpendicular bisector through 2 given points. And we'll call it a day. Was it -1 and I forgot the ordered pairs that looked out. I think it's -1 and -1 and 4, 5 and 2. I'm going to write the equation of the line that is the perpendicular bisector through those. It's a real easy way of doing this. Since we have to write the equation of the line that's the perpendicular bisector, that means you're going to have to use the perpendicular slope. What was the perpendicular slope in relation to a regular slope? Do you guys remember?
Reciprocal.
Opposite reciprocal. Very good. So that means that you would change the sign and flip the fraction. So the first thing I do when I have to write this all out is just find the slope. So in this case here, I'm going to find the original slope, 2 minus 4 over 5 minus -1. What's going to happen here when you guys do these things? You're going to go too fast and miss a sign. Not an S-I-N-E, an S-I-G-N. Not much trading any of this stuff. make you happy. Okay. If my regular slope is negative 1/3, what would be my perpendicular slope? Positive 3, very good. So I am almost done. I know that I'm going to write the equation of line into slope-intercept form because that's the best, easiest one to work with because you can press a button in your calculator to graph it. I know my slope's going to equal 3. I just got to figure out the rest. Well, if I'm going to write the equation of the line that's the perpendicular bisector, I need to figure out where that point is that bisects that segment that's formed. Midpoint. Whoa, it's crazy. So I'm going to find the midpoint of these guys. Again, 5 plus negative 1 over 2, 4 plus 2 over 2. The mistake you're going to make on this is that you'll try to put it in your calculator. You're going to type 5 plus negative 1 divided by 2, and the calculator is going to give you the wrong answer because you didn't use the fraction bar. If you're going to use your calculator for this, use the fraction bar, or just slow your brain down and use common sense. Okay? Yeah, that's usually what people mess up. So in this case here, we get 4 over 2, which is 2, 6 over 2, which is 3. So my midpoint is at 2. Now I know my slope, and I know my point. Remember that little thing called point-slope form? Vaguely, yeah. Again, point-slope form. Fill in the blanks and solve for y. Y minus 3 is 3 times x minus 2. Again, distribute your 3, you get 3x minus 6. I have to add 3 to that side, so my final answer is y equals 3x minus 3. And there's the equation of the line of the perpendicular bisector of the two given points. Again, back to somewhat normal looking math. Not working with a unit circle. Not dealing with pi. It's all straight and narrow. I'm not funny.
No, not at all.
I know, but I am okay with that. Let me give you guys a couple of problems to do. This is section 10.1. It's on page 539. Okay.
Ow! It's falling off here. Look what Murphy, you just made this. Look at it. Check. Look at what you just did. These are sand. Check. Is the inside Murph drop water on this or something?
Page 592. Sorry. Let's see. It's numbers 29 through 31. 40. I forget. Was it 40? I don't know. What did they put? Crap. I already have it online. I forgot what the problems were.
Yeah, I really
Why don't the earlier periods ever put it up on the whiteboard? Than just us?
That's our job. It's
It's
Gabby's job. There he is, 29, 30, 41 through 43, 47 to 50.
So people will do homework during the class. So
Do those.